he basically says, you know, you're now going to work for me, but you're going to infiltrate Icon, and you're going to steal this phone that they're trying to produce, and you're going to steal all the plans. And I think initially Adam thinks, you know, I mean, it's obviously it's going to be stealing, and the start of it, it feels like a game, and he kind of buys into it, and it feels almost fun, and you know, he's getting a new apartment and money and you know, cars, and it's all just this fun game. But as it goes on, he realizes how serious it is, and once he's too deep and he knows too much, he realizes that his life's at stake. Once he's on a phone call to a certain someone, and he realizes that they're watching him because they say something about the way he's acting in his apartment. And when that happens, his whole world kind of gets turned upside down, and he starts ripping the apartment apart, and he's finding all these cameras, and he realizes that they're watching him in every part of his life right now. And that's when it turns a lot more serious than he thought it was. Initially, I think he just thought he was going to do this for these people, and then they were going to pay him, and then he was out. But once he's this far in, he realizes that they're not going to let him out with, you know, without his life probably. Eventually, I mean, he works out that he's going to have to try and outsmart them, and he's also going to have to, he's going to need the help of the FBI to do it. And they kind of devise a plan to use what they've been using against Adam against them and flip it all on him. Gary Oldman plays Nicholas Wyatt, and in real life he's a gentle, you know, very kind man, and he listens to you, and you know, he's just a really nice guy. In the film, he's scary as hell. I mean, he doesn't hold anything back, and he kind of looks you in the eye and smiles and tells you that he's going to kill you. And I remember we were shooting for about 2 weeks before we actually, before Gary Oldman had come. And then he came to set, and it was about 7 a.m. in the morning, and you know, he comes to set and says hello, and he's very gentle and kind, and then we do this rehearsal, and he just came in with so much intensity, and he was, you know, in my face and spitting in my face and yelling at me, and everyone just went silent. I was just like, whoa, he's here. Paranoia is set in the world of corporate espionage. When I heard about it, I think it was probably a year ago, and I met with Robert Luketic, the director, and we sort of discussed this whole world that I think to a lot of people seems kind of unreal. But you know, there's so many cases with the biggest companies, of phone companies and car companies, with this corporate espionage kind of stuff, where you have people infiltrating the opposition and stealing products and secrets and ideas and all this stuff. So it was very interesting to me. Nicholas Wyatt, he used to work with Jock Goddard, who is the head of Icon, which is the opposition. And they had a falling out, and now he's the head of this company. And he's, to most people, a pretty scary guy. And I think as the story goes on, he just gets scarier and scarier, because you realize he's not just the head of this company, but he's a bit of a lunatic as well. I think he has something that everyone relates to. He's reaching for the stars. You know, he's got a big dream. He's grown up in a low-income family. You know, and he's reaching for the stars. And I think once he actually gets to this position that he was always kind of searching for, he realizes it's not really the life he wants. Harrison Ford plays Goddard, and Harrison in real life again is extremely gentle and just a really nice guy and soft-spoken. In the film, he has that kind of demeanor on the outside. On the inside, he's he's got an edge to him, and he's quite mean and extremely powerful. When Adam first meets him, he kind of falls under his spell, I guess, and buys into everything he's saying, and you know, all of a sudden thinks that Goddard is the good guy and Wyatt is the one that's, you know, all messed up. And he basically idolizes him and trusts him, and then as the story goes on, he realizes that Goddard's not as nice as he looks.